Afternoon everyone. It's been some time since I've done an update as to where I am with the layout. So I thought I'd do a little video just to say what I've been doing recently. Not a great deal has been going on because of the summer, mowing grass, and there's jobs to be done around the house. The balustrade fence outside my workshop window, all the wood is about 10 to 12 years old. All the bottoms are rotting away, so I've started on the far side taking out the bottom rail and replacing all of the posts in between. So I'd say there's a gate over the far side, you can't see it because it's open at the moment. So that had to be rebuilt. That's what started the whole thing off. There's a piece of wood on the top that was rotting away, and I thought, oh, I'll just replace that piece of wood. And in doing so, the whole gate fell to pieces, so that had to be rebuilt. And then once I started doing that, I thought I'll check some of the bottoms of some of the other posts down here, and they're all soft and crumbly. So that's been taking quite a bit of my time just lately, is chopping up the wood and replacing all the bits and pieces. This side hasn't been done yet. I've done over by the umbrella's been done, and behind the barbecue that's covered at the moment is being done at the moment. So that's what my time's been going on. I have been getting some bits and pieces done in the workshop. I'm currently working on this at the moment. So this is going to be coming off to this coal stage. So a couple of sidings coming off. So I've done the cork, the track's there ready to go back on. That point over the far side there, that's had a point motor put in it and is all live and working. And then this is going to be leading up to some sidings. I'm calling them sidings. They're storage pieces of track and wood that's I can change stock over with. So my aim is, once this is in place, is to drive locos with coaches on up onto the end of this piece of wood, and then over on the far wall, this used to be 12mm pieces of wood. I've changed it for 9mm, so it's easier to get up and down on. It's a bit dark up here because my light's gone, and I've got LED lights coming in its place. This is one I've made already. So it's 9mm with a bit of 6mm on the back to give it some strength and some support, so it hopefully won't warp. It's not got an engine on here at the moment, but it will have. There's power connected at the far end there, and then I'm going to take a feed from underneath where I've just been to provide the power. It come out from underneath the baseboards, and I'll be able to drive locos on and off onto the layout, and then when they're not required I can drive them off, and they can sit up here ready and waiting for them to come on. There's another 3 bits of 9mm here that's waiting to be done, and I've got one on the board down here that is, sorry about the speed of coming around there. I've got one here that's just in the process of, I've got to go and get some more of the 6mm that goes on the back of it to strengthen it, because otherwise it can become a bit flexible. The ballast I've done on it, because I ballast each piece, gives it some strength, but the backboard just gives it a bit more, so as they won't warp, hopefully. That's the Class 35 high mech I received just recently from Hatton's. It's got sound, it sounds fantastic. When I'm doing the speed, it gets from, when I go from, I've got an NCE power cab, I go from 22 to 23. The sound of the loco actually changes, like it's changing gear, which is just awesome. It's just fantastic as it goes from normal speed to high speed. It's fantastic. Just behind that is a signal I've put in. It's live, it works. I've just bought the one at the moment just to test, just to see how good they are, and I'm probably going to get some more and put them on some more of the layout at different places. My wife Jill has had a go at doing this hill here. She's just gone over it with to dial down the red that I did, because I'm not very good with that sort of stuff, and she's far better than I. And she's done the green on the top of the hill. We've now bought a static grass applicator that we haven't had a go with yet, but I'm going to have a go with soon. That'll be good. I've got some fencing to go up around the edge of that at some point. But yeah, it's all just time to get around to doing these things. I've done over here the riverbank edging, so it's all plaster cloth and then covered in plaster skim with a bit of paint mixed in just to give it a bit of colouring. I'm not too sure I'm 100% happy with that, with the colour of it, but my wife is due to come out here at some point and she will make it look lovely. I'm sure she will. I've done a bit of ballasting in between the rails here just to take away some of the greyness from underneath. Again, there's going to be some static grass put in there at some point, but ongoing progress with this, just to cover up all this grey that was there before. I'm probably going to do the same around the back there, then add some greenery and some other bits and pieces just to make it look nice. The turntable's still running really well. That piece of track that's sticking out there, that's going to connect up to the turntable at some point, and this is what I'm working on at the moment. So I've cut the styrene, I need to cut some more, and then I shall shape it to go from down the bottom here up to the coaling stage, and through the coaling stage and out the other side. So that's work in progress at the moment. And what I was saying, I'll just demonstrate. I'm going to put the camera down in a second and just show you. So I'm going to try and get that. So that's there. So that piece we was looking at there, that's going to connect up to one of my sidings. So if I just leave the camera there for a second. So on here, there's a couple of wires I've soldered into onto the end of the rails. They all connect up to a connector that's going to come up through the bottom of the baseboard, and then this connects up here, and then I can drive my stock on and off. That's the plan. I hope to have about 4 or 5 of those. So and there you can see it in situ. I'll make the back piece of wood a little bit longer than the siding itself, so when I put it down to marry up the 2 pieces of wood, it will sit behind this one here that's in place all the time, so that the back piece of wood will come up and it will keep it in place, and the rail should marry up. That's the plan anyway. It's supposed to be an idea behind it all. But so at this end I need to take a feed from underneath and poke it up and then connect those 2 wires to it, and I should have power to drive things on and off. So there we go. That's where I'm at the moment. I can't think of anything else I've been doing just lately. At a show, the Bristol show, a little while ago, we picked up this from Langley Models. That's to go on the end of a pier we're going to make at some point. Another job for my wife. And I eventually laid all the track here for the branch line station. All the stock is up here at the moment. Well, it's not on the sidings that I'm creating, so it all has to sit up here at the moment. So that is after I've finished all the sidings. This is the next job, is to glue all the cork down, cut it out, and then add all point motors and electrics and everything else, and that'll be my branch line station, with a few other bits and pieces as well, a few sidings for wagons, etc. And there'll be some bits and pieces on there. So that's where I'm at. I'll just show you. And that's where my light should be, up there. It was an old light, tube light. It was giving me some issues with the starter not firing up properly, so I've got an LED light to replace it, and I'll need to get my electrician man around, because apparently I'm not qualified to I'm not qualified, so I can't put it in. So I've got to get my man John round to install the light for me. There we go. I can do soldering and wiring and all my points and everything else, but I can't put a light in. So there we go, that's the update for now. Hopefully I'll do one again in a couple of months. Take care, bye.